Hello YouTube and welcome to Spintires. So what is Spintires? Well, it's a driving simulator with a difference. I've had this game a little while. I haven't spent too much time on it, but it recently had a big overall patch. Since the game's been out, it's had a fair few patches, but I think they had a couple of internal issues with programming and things like that, but it looks like they're well back on track again. So what's the spin? Well, basically it's a driving simulator where you've got to use multiple vehicles and you've got to get logs from point A to point B. So what I figured we would do is we'll start on coast, and I'm actually going to start the game in casual mode. There's multiple levels. You can do casual or hardcore. You can play it in multiplayer. It is multiplayer friendly. I haven't tested the multiplayer in a while, but when I first got it, we did do it. There's quite a few mods out there for Spintires, so you can get different vehicles, different setups, things like that. I'm actually going to do it in vanilla. There's no mods on here or anything like that. And what I think we'll do is we'll just go ahead and jump. So here we go. So here's our starting, and we start with two vehicles. A Jeep, which is the A469, and the other one is our B130. Now graphically it's quite spectacular, I must admit. It's very pleasing to the eye. The vehicles look really good. The balancing, I haven't played it since the patch, but it looks like they've improved a lot of the mini glitches that was around before. We'll start. We're going to just start with our truck. Now you can, if you're in a garage area, which I'm in at the moment, if I press that, you'll see it's a garage, and here's our overall map. So here's our lumber, and we have one objective there, and we've got another one there. So we've got to carry lumber from here across to the different ones using the different vehicles. So what we'll do is I'm going to install a repair section here. As you're driving around, you will get damage. Even if you're taking it easy, you're going to get a little bit of damage. If you do something really silly, you get a hell of a lot of damage. So it's always handy to have the actual maintenance kit, so you can just do a couple of bits of repairs. To control it, it's the WASD key, and you can see the guy actually turning the wheel like mad in the cam. Spacebar to take the handbrake off, and away we go. Now something you will have to get used to is the camera. They have recently included, typical, I can't get it up. Ah, there we go. A camera where you can actually look down the front of the vehicle. This is actually new. When I last played it, I didn't have that. What am I doing? Oh yes. Okay, so because obviously you're on rough terrain, you see, and this is where it gets its name from, Spintires. Most vehicles will come with either of four-wheel drive or not. The other thing you've got is your diff locks. And away we go. Come on. The other item, just quickly note, is your gear lever here. So if you left click on it, you've got automatic reverse, automatic forward, low range forward, low range reverse. Now in hardcore mode you have to use the gear lever in order to get your diff locks on or off, but in casual mode as we are now, we can actually put our four-wheel drive on and our diff locks on in automatic without any issue. Now if you drive too far or too long with diff locks on, it should cause damage to the vehicle, or it did. Whereas in this case, it's not going to show me that. Okay, so I'm going to take my diffs off. With the diff locks on, your vehicle should be a lot slower. They definitely have changed this a lot. So I don't remember that being there before. Okay, so we're just going to make our way down to our lumberyard because there is a vehicle there, or used to be a vehicle there, for us to unlock. Now when you first start your maps, you'll all the vehicles are on the map. You've just got to get near them in order to unlock them. And there's a fuel depot. Right, I'm just going to leave four-wheel drive on. I'll leave diff locks off, but I'm just going to put four-wheel drive on. Hopefully we'll make it through. Now this game can be quite frustrating, but also very enjoyable to play. It's very rewarding, it's very relaxing at times, and then other times it will just absolutely frustrate the hell out of you. Especially some of the other maps. So here we go. So as you saw when we approached that vehicle, it actually came up with a circle around. Now we've actually got close to it, we can actually unlock the vehicle. So now we've done that, I'm going to drive this vehicle all the way back to the starting point. There we go. And there is a lot of repetitiveness of going back and forward down the same roads. But what you will find is each time you go down the road, it'll be slightly different. So you can't just take the same route constantly, because as you can see I'm tearing the ground up. Which each time you tear it up, it makes it a lot more boggy and harder to actually navigate through. Just trying to see if he actually bounced around in the cab. He's moving his arms, flailing around. Come on. Come on. There we go. Now there's multiple obstacles in here. You've got obviously the logs, the mud, there's water. And the other obstacle that you've got to overcome is you can't see the whole map. It's blackened out. So what we've actually got to do is make our way into the cloaking area, and when we get close to one, you'll see further up, we'll unlock this one. Once we've cleared that, it will actually remove that circle of fog, if you will. So that'll then allow us to look at the map without the fog there. So we'll just slowly make your way. It's not a fast-paced game. It is a very methodical, slow and methodical game. You've always got to be thinking of your planned routes and things like that. We're almost back at the garage. Oh. But I do like the fact that you do slide around. You know, it's not a case of you just point the vehicle in a direction and hope for the best. You do have to micro control it. So what we'll do, I'm going to... So we're fueled up because we're back in the garage. So you've got to be mindful of your fuel usage and also your damage. So always keep an eye on your fuel. It does tell you how many litres per minute that you are burning, so at least you can keep an eye and get a rough idea of how much fuel you need to how much you've used. So I'm going to hit F1 to bring the map up, and I'm going to select our truck. Now I've just noticed that the B130 is unlocked as well. Ah, okay. I think that's the truck you first started with before this patch. And here's the vehicle that we have just unlocked. So I'll press W to start the vehicle. And spacebar to take the brake off. Now, I'm not going to just jump straight into getting logs. What I want to do is, first of all, is get some of the map unlocked. So I've got to take this truck all the way back, get rid of the crane and my trailer. And there is a utility container I can put on the back of the truck, which will give me plenty of repair points, and then we'll work towards getting the map unlocked. This slides around a lot more than the Jeep did. I'm going to put four-wheel drive on it, and I'm going to see if diff locks do damage. Huh, it doesn't. It used to be that if you tried harsh turning, as it would in real life, with your diff locks on, you would actually damage your vehicle. But it doesn't seem to be the case on casual now. They've removed that. I'm guessing that will still be in the hard mode. So I'm going to turn diff locks off just because it does slow your vehicle down a lot. try and avoid the other vehicles we come in. In fact, I'm going to move that vehicle out of the way. Okay, so all you need to do is drive into the garage, start moving, and any add-ons or things like that you can remove. So I'm just going to double click it, which will remove our trailer, and I'm going to remove the crane, the cart with crane. So we can put a spare wheel on the top. Oh, it's not on the top anymore, it's actually on the back. Oh, okay. It used to be on top. And I don't want utility trailer. Don't want carriage. No. Utility attachment. That's the one we want. And apparently that's unavailable. Why? Is it because we've got the spare wheel attached? Ah, okay. And that's now we've got a utility which will give us 800 points of repair. So if we damage ourselves going out and exploring. The other thing I want is fireproof exhaust. Okay. I don't know what that does. Ah, you can't change the tires as well. You used to be able to change the tires. So they've got rid of that as well. Okay. We don't want a utility, we don't want... Oh. No, F1. Ah, okay, so you could change here, you can see you've got chain wheels. Or we put the default with no chains. We'll leave the chains on. Because all I want to do is just move the truck out of the way. There we go, that'll do. Sorry, I've just realised when I was saying with the gear lever, that is low range, that is high range, automatic, so forward and backwards, forward and backwards because it's automatic. That is low range manual, and that is reverse low range. Yeah, so that'll send us reverse. That'll give us forward, automatic forward, and then we've got our high range, which we won't be using much. I'm going to leave it there, guys. What I'll do in part 2 is we'll head off and get rid of that cloak, and then just work our way around the map, see if we can get rid of some of the cloaks and get some of the other vehicles in operation. I believe there's 5 or 6 new vehicles that I haven't seen yet. I've not had a chance, so hopefully we'll come across them as we go. As always, guys, take it easy, be safe, more importantly, have fun. See you soon.